Mic check, it's time for In the Trenches. Bucs battles, tales from the benches. No fluff, straight edge defenses. Buccaneer talk.
Hello everybody, welcome back to In the Trenches. It is a Victory Monday, but first and foremost, let's show love to our title sponsor, Manny and Gordon. Go to fightnegligence.com. Manny and Gordon, best of what they do. And we've been kind of teasing this for the last few weeks, but one of these days we're going to let you know what's really going on with creative loafing, and we are going after creative loafing, and Manny and Gordon's helping us out. So that's what that's all about. So stay tuned. In the meantime, let's talk about our Buccaneers. Victory Mondays are fun. It's been 3 in a row. Before you start buying tickets to your playoff games and your Super Bowl tickets, beating the Giants and the Panthers and the Raiders is, not the biggest feat, but I'm not diminishing what they did. Winning 3 games in a row in any situation in the NFL is hard to do, okay? So our Buccaneers get it done. They beat a Raiders team they're supposed to beat. Raiders on the road aren't going to beat anybody. Aiden O'Connell don't even look right. He don't even look like an NFL football player. I don't know how you go out there with a quarter, like when he ran one time early in the game, he don't look right. He don't look like an NFL football player. I don't know if I've ever seen a quarterback look more like a sloth in my life. Good Lord, he's slow. And I watched a couple games previous. He can throw the ball a little bit, but you're not going to win any playoff games or do anything with Aiden O'Connell. Let's get that straight. So the Buccaneers beat a team that they're supposed to beat. Going into these games, you look at the matchups, and I know everybody looks at the matchups and they want to see receivers and quarterbacks. To me, I'd like to see Tristan Wirfs against Crosby. I thought that was a wonderful matchup. Tristan took care of his business, and there was one penalty on Tristan in the game, and I'm 57 years old, been watching football for 50-something years. It might have been the worst call I've ever seen. That's my guy, Tristan Wirfs. You can't be throwing penalties on my guy. It was on a screen, and Tristan just let the guy down, and they called the penalty. He was bummed out. I didn't understand it, okay? I don't know. Refereeing seems like it's getting worse, but I don't like to blame a lot of people, but that was not good looking whatsoever. And the other thing would be, Brock Bowers against our linebackers. And I thought we won both those battles. All right? Now let's get to the football game itself. Did the Bucs play well? A complete game? No, absolutely not. It's been a while since the Bucs have needed to play a complete game. They didn't this week. It's not that big of a deal. Next week you have to play a complete game to probably beat that Chargers team, no doubt. But for a team that turns the ball over 3 times in one half, you could go back. I'm not sure the statistics, but I will bet you don't win more than 10% of the games. You turn the ball over 3 times in one half. And Baker Mayfield, you can like Baker Mayfield, and I like Baker Mayfield. I like him. I like him as a competitor. I like him as our quarterback. But the reality of it is he's not playing well. That's the reality. And if you're saying, well, what do you do? Well, how many times did Jameis Winston turn it over 3 times you say he played well? It's been 2 straight games. That's 5 turnovers in 2 weeks. That's way too many. 5 turnovers in 5 weeks is too many. So Baker's turning the ball over too much. And the fumble, that's on you, Baker. You saw the blitz coming. You know it's coming. Secure the football. That's a rookie mistake. Some of the interceptions have been rookie-looking mistakes, all right? So he looks a little bit too much like Jameis. And Jameis is doing his old Jameis thing himself. He'll be up and he'll be down. Baker, you got to get out of that, okay? And I don't know how much you have to blame on his surrounding cast, but I think the offensive line, for the most part, played pretty good. I think Liam Cohen still doesn't like to run the ball enough for me. You're running the ball. Run the football. All right? Now, speaking of running the football, once again, I'm always listening to sports radio and listening to what people are saying and, some other pundits here and there. And everything is Bucky talk. Bucky. All right? And I've said this on many a podcasts, and you can go back years if you want. Why would you get excited over a running back? I just don't understand it. How many running backs are difference makers in the NFL right now as we speak? Difference makers. Henry? Don't say McCaffrey. He's done. So You guys are all enamored with Bucky Irving, a 5'9", 180-pound running back. You guys can do it. I'm not doing it. You're getting enamored by a guy who ran the ball 25 times last week and didn't finish the game. You're getting enamored by somebody who didn't play again this week. Why? You think at this time next year we're still going to be talking about Bucky Irving, a guy who's a rookie and has had back injuries and hip injuries and foot injuries? All alone, they're all terrible. All together, don't put all your eggs in that basket. Is he talented? Yes. Are all the other running backs in the league talented? Yes. But are they durable? No. Bucky's not durable. You didn't finish 2 games in a row, and I'm to believe going down the way he's going to be available in the playoffs. You've never played football then. It don't get easier as the weeks go along. I'm going to tell you that from an example, okay? Now, that's one end of the spectrum. Now, my boy, Rachaad White, okay? He has to sit back and hear everybody talk about how Bucky should start and this person should start and Tucker should start. You know all Rashaad's doing is his job. Well, go watch early in that game him come across the lineup to go get a block. I mean, Bucky's not doing that. Tucker's not doing that. Rachaad White's doing that. And nobody's giving him his credit. But he's ran his ass off the last couple weeks. And you know what he's really good at? Being there. You guys can get enamored with a bunch of guys that aren't there, and you want more Tucker. You don't think that if you're a young running back that can block, you don't think the coaches are going to put you in? Rachaad White's in there for a reason. Because he's the most rounded running back that we have. And I don't think enough people give him credit, and that's real. So looking around at this offense, Buccaneer-wise, I don't know going forward if this is enough. Because it was into the fourth quarter where I was like, where's Mike Evans? Where is Cade Otton? McMillan showed up at the end, but I don't want to hitch anything to that, ride yet. That's 2 touchdowns yesterday, great, but I really ain't seen much the rest of the year. Like, this Buccaneer team has won 3 straight games, but what have we done consistently? Like, what have they done consistently? And going forward, like every team going into the playoffs has an identity. I'm not sure this Buccaneer team has an identity yet. Well, their identity is just figure out ways to win. And that's about it. Defensively, they're better without Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. I'm going to say that. They definitely are. I thought the Raiders helped the Buccaneers out. It's like the Raiders are running sneaks. 3rd and 2, you're running a sneak. Never seen that before in my whole life. And 3rd and 2, you're North Turner's son, and on 3rd and 2, you're running a sneak. I didn't see that was all that innovative. First it was Aiden O'Connell, who you can't lose to. I don't know how many wins he's got, but you can't lose to him. Then it was Desmond Ridder, who I'm shocked he's still in the league. The Aiden O'Connell interception on the forced ball in the red zone was one of the worst throws I've seen. Like, I don't understand exactly. His receiver didn't have position. He wasn't really fighting for position. And our guy Tyke is sitting there almost clapping for the ball, waiting for it to come, and he threw the ball right in his chest. That, bundled with that screen pick, those are the worst 2 picks I've seen in a long, long time. Like, the screen pick went back, but that was a terrible, terrible, terrible throw. Terrible, all right? The Bucs got a little bit lucky yesterday. On the play that Aiden O'Connell got knocked out, and I watched the play 10 times, and I still don't really see where he got hurt, although they carted him off, so he's definitely hurt. I don't know, with all the unnecessary roughnesses being called, how Kalijah Kancey can take 3 steps and push a quarterback in his back. And then him lay on the ground hurt and then take a cart. Kalijah's going to get fined for that. I don't know how the hell the Buccaneers got away without a 15-yard penalty in that situation. They got lucky, that's for sure. And once Desmond Ridder came into the game was over. A game was probably over when Aiden O'Connell was in there, but Desmond Ridder and Aiden O'Connell, that's your two quarterbacks? Yikes. I don't even want to talk about that. Now, defensively, what you got to like is the fact that Brock Bowers, who is eviscerating everybody. Brock Bowers was not a good matchup for this Buccaneer team who has had issues down the middle of our defense all year long. And I think he had 3 catches. Barely anything till the end of the game. So you got to applaud, Todd Bowles and the Buccaneers defense for getting that done. And listen, holding any team to 13 points, you got to feel good about yourself. Offensively, it just wasn't steady Eddie. Came out like a gangbusters and ended like gangbusters, but the second and third quarter was about as ugly as it can be. And it's just the consistency's not there. Our field goal kicker can kick. Our punting sucks. I don't know who our punter is anymore. I don't know who it is. It's like our third guy. But our punting is not good. And that'll hurt you going into the playoffs if you can't punt, that's for sure. So the Buccaneers got to go to the West Coast, play the Chargers. That's always tough. I don't think I ever won on the West Coast, but we sucked back then. But this Buccaneer team shows up and they seem to rise to the occasion and they kind of lower themselves to the occasion as well. And they're going to have to elevate their status a little bit to beat the Chargers on the road, that is for sure. But hey, you're winning 3 in a row. Life is good and you can't complain. As you see, I'm wearing my IU headband. My IU Hoosiers will be playing those stinking Notre Dame Fighting Irish in South Bend. And don't win for me, but if you figure out a way to beat those guys, I'm going to New Orleans to watch you play Georgia. So don't win for me, guys. Don't let me inspire you, Hoosiers. They're going to get it done, though. Screw Notre Dame. We hate Notre Dame. We all hate Notre Dame. We really do. We all hate Notre Dame. That is real. And I always like to end this by saying, come hang out with us here at the Dignitary Tea and Kava House. If you want a good place to watch the football game, we're here and we actually have a 10x6 back here in the Velvet Room, and we have a 10x6 outside in our main cafe now. So Dignitary Tea and Kava House. We also have a smoke shop here, 4817 Southwest Shore Boulevard. Come hang out and watch the game with the fellas, and females are allowed to. We like females too. But everybody enjoy your week. It is Victory Monday, and it's always what's better than losing, that is for sure. Our Buccaneers are in first place again. I didn't think I would say that 3 weeks ago, and you know what? I don't even care who the Falcons have left because the Falcons suck. The Falcons are terrible. The Buccaneers figure out a way to win this, Sunday coming up. It ain't going to matter because I'm not sure the Falcons win 2 more games this year. Everybody enjoy your week, and please be safe. Peace out.
Learn from the vets, been there, done that. Breaking down the game, facts on facts.
Some law firms, they try to sell you on how big they are. But wouldn't you prefer to know how qualified and experienced and credentialed their lawyers are?
Call Manny and Gordon or visit us at fightnegligence.com.